You've been on YouTube, I think, for 3 years. Nobody was minding you. How was that story like?
I was there for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And nobody knew I existed.
And some people are just on YouTube for 3 days and they gave up.
Yeah. And that is why I always tell people it's only one video that can change your life. I was on YouTube, being in school, doing my thing. And at the end of the day, you do a YouTube video, you go to university, and after you go to school, class, during the class break, everybody will be laughing just because of a video that you did. So, I always tell people, when I come to Ghana now and people criticize, I don't even see it. Because my skin was built back in the days in China.
The skin was built in China.
By the way, I'm made in China, though. Yeah, made in China.
McDan always also talk about consistency.
Yep.
And in your story too, it's about consistency. Because 3 years is not a joke. 3 years on doing online, having no attention, 30 days, 90 days, 365 days. Then another, you could have said the witches in your family. You could have said something else. But after 3 years, and now you just joined Facebook a month ago, and you got 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, and even within that 3 years, I mean, if you hear the name Wode, Wode came into existence of me celebrating my mom. So Wode in Chinese basically means my mom. I had somebody saying he's an aviation engineer. I am an aviation engineer.
Aviation engineer.
Who decided to follow his passion because, I mean, going to China, I was like, you know what? I'm in China. I'm here to study. By the end of the day, we had 24/7 internet. So I started doing research. I'm like, you know what? I got to use the internet wisely. Because we go to the library, there is internet. We are playing football, there is internet. Where I'm coming from, Charlie, there's nothing like that. So I took advantage of the internet. And guess what? My father found out my videos. When my father found out my videos, he got extremely mad and said, I took you to school to become an engineer, not a YouTuber. My father stopped talking to me for like 2 weeks. Then I spoke to my mom, and my mom is like, you know what? I'll take care of your dad. 2 weeks later, my dad picked up a phone and called me. And hence the name Wode. Just a Chinese phrase of celebrating my mom. So anytime you say Wode, I'm sorry, I'm not your mom, yeah? Literally.
So some people started YouTube in a year, 1 month, they got attention, but you got it after 3 years, and of course you got a global one. Because you are not just an ordinary YouTuber or vlogger. You've met the president of Guyana. You've met the vice president of Trinidad. You've met the prime minister of Barbados. This man has met global presidents in different parts. And presidents are looking for you to have meetings with him. Prime minister of Barbados, you've met the president of Malawi. And how does that come about?
For me, I feel like I am just doing my thing without looking for fame. I think being in this room today, I feel like a celebrity. I don't even know why, but because all the time I wake up every day and I ask myself, what's next? Because I'm not online for the numbers, I'm online for the impact.
He's online for the impact and the value. He knew he had something he has to deliver, he has a story to tell, he wants to change the narrative. And whilst he kept on doing that, attention started coming. Many people today are looking for attention. They are not building themselves to give back, to give out.
Because there's so many easy ways to build a platform. I can wake up today, especially in Ghana. The easiest way to grow is to wake up and insult somebody. You start trending, and that's what everybody keeps following. But one thing that they don't know is like that trend does not bring you money. It doesn't build wealth. I mean, what I'm doing, it took me 10 years. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, right? But as I sit here, I got a message from the Prime Minister for Barbados that I want to see you. I was in Jamaica when I got a call from the Guyanese president that I have to fly from, and that's why I was saying I need to get a private jet. Like that, we'll talk after that. because, when I see people like McDan, for me, it's not like how did he get there. I really want to know what it takes to be who he is. And this is what so many youths in this country are failing to do. When they hear stories, somebody says that I built my business with 5 Ghana cedi. Then they go online and start, how can you build your business with? But you don't know that he's talking about 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Were you able to afford 5 Ghana cedi 20 years ago? So I think people are in this room saying that you need mentors. But are you giving yourself the chance to meet the right people? Because you don't think that these people that you want to meet are also humans? You know, I go online and I see how whenever an entrepreneur from the country speaks like that, the insults,
Yeah.
I go through the comments and I'm like, what if you meet this person one day, one-on-one? Will you be able to speak the same way? How many of you can do that?
Yeah.
I mean, Magdan is here, all of us are trying to be nice, but I'm very sure that there's one person that left a very comment that Magdan even couldn't read it.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yep.
I've seen you with Nas Daily and Beer Biceps, one of the biggest YouTubers in India,
Yep.
and they all speak highly of you from Africa.
Yep.
Asia recognizes him, and other bigger YouTubers. I mean,
Yep.
these guys are also controlling hundreds of millions of people, and there's something they all admire about you. I think Beer Biceps says you have what? Divine providence.
Yeah.
So, where's the God factor in this? Your dad is a pastor,
I
right?
think because my dad was a pastor. So we grew up in a very Christian background, and so today, the values that he passed on with us is still like everything that I do, because I can see my dad going out, coming back without shoes. I can see my dad going out and he asks him, where's the money? He said, I gave it to the guy on the street. So I think I got everything that I do now from my dad because he was my biggest mentor in those days. And everything that I do, I put God first, and it's very important.
Nice. Values. I think Magdan shared how his mother has taught him a lot of values, and that has helped him. So all of you here, you have to get some good values from, and that will build you, awaken and preserve and strengthen your soul. Next question I have for you. You are in China. People today want to go to China. Everybody is running to you left China.
Yeah.
And you started promoting and changing the narrative of Africa, leaving China, where there are other opportunities. It was a risk.
Yep.
Or you're an engineer. It was a huge risk.
I think for me, going to China was a stepping stone. And coming from where I was born to China, I mean, everything in China was shocking to me. But at some point in my life, I felt like I want to be bigger than just living in China. And I took that risk of leaving China, leaving everything behind, and move back to Africa. And when I came, when I came back to Africa, when I started what I was doing, I actually started in Ghana, but no Ghanaian embraced it. I quite remember coming in here, I wanted to travel African countries, and I spoke to all my classmates that, hey, I love what I do, and I want to, grow bigger than. Then I spoke to them, and I said, hey, can I get $1 from everybody to take it to Africa? Guess what? They said they don't work for the AU. So based on that, I was kind of depressed. Spoke to a Chinese friend of mine. The following day, he wakes up and comes to me and says that, I believe in your dreams. I'm going to use my credit card, but please come back because we have to pay the loan. And he paid the loan for 5 countries in Africa. And that was my first ever 5 countries that I went to. I traveled on a loan because I believed in what I wanted to do. I got to my first country. That's where I met my wife. Second country, that is a country that changed my life.
So the first country is where you met your wife?
Yeah, my first country is where I met my wife. The second country...
On the loan of a Chinese?
Yeah.
So sometimes, what do you learn from this? Sometimes strangers will believe in you more than your own.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Today people see you travel all across, but you've been deported before.
Yeah, I was deported.
My
first trip, I was deported in Uganda, and 4 years later, the government called me to apologize for deporting me.
Before Uganda, you were deported again. Before that,
Zambia.
And before Zambia, you've been deported somewhere.
I was arrested in Kenya, but I got a wife from
there. Way before that, you've been deported.
So my deportation stories are funny, by the way.
The reason why I'm saying this is people get deported or rejected by visa and they give up. This is a man traveling everywhere that presidents are looking for, but he has been deported before.
Let me tell you something funny that happened recently. So I was in the Caribbean, and I wanted to go to Antigua. I applied for the visa, and they rejected the visa. They rejected it. When they rejected the visa, I posted the visa online that my visa has been rejected.
Let's continue. Look, failure is part of the process. He's learning. Beyonce has fallen on stage before. Burna Boy has fallen. Nothing comes perfect. We are all learning. All right? He's learning. Doing such a mistake in the presence of dignitaries is a big achievement. Look, it's a big achievement.
What's he doing?
Because I saw the picture before it got bent. It was a very powerful one.
Oh, wow.
But it's a stepping stone. He was just talking of he being deported, he being rejected. He was talking of his failures when a failure came to him. So it's part of it. All the glamour stars you see have fallen. Some have fallen off stage. Some will stand up. Rihanna, everybody. So it's cool.
What is he trying to paint?
He was painting your picture and it got bent.
And please, I'll give you $1,000 for that.
Charlie. No, say.
I didn't want to say 2,000 because my boss is here. So I'll give you $1,000 for that. But it still look good, by the way. Still look good. I'll keep. Oh my goodness.
Imagine if he got it successful, he wouldn't have gotten that $1,000. No.
I'm just a village boy from Ghana, man. But it all depends on the value that you build. Don't be in a hurry. Start from somewhere. Don't be in a rush to be big. You know, I've been on this journey for 10 years. So if you ask me, I can tell you my 10 years journey. And it was more of just paying attention, consistency to where we are today.
I think so. There's a balance over there. It's like when you are young, you have a lot to learn. So you start small.
Exactly.
But when you get to a certain stage, you must dream big.
Exactly.
It's like what McDan has been sharing, like how he started, and then you get to a certain point. Now that you've built the capacity and the momentum, now you can break all limits. So starting small isn't bad. The next question is: are you making money on YouTube?
I just gave him $1,000.
Are you hearing? He just gave someone $1,000.
I think that answers the question.
That answers the question.
But it's not just about making money, but you create wealth.
Yeah,
I always tell the youth, it's all about looking rich, especially the chains and the stuff that we put on our body. During slavery, that was what they used to handcuff our ancestors. But now we tend to buy the chains to look so cool. I mean, every time I post a picture, people ask me, why are you wearing shoes? Why are you not wearing shoes? And I'm like, I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm trying to be me. Yeah. It's something that I've built for myself. If you don't accept me like that, I went to President Kufuor's house, and we were all chatting, and I was just wearing my shorts. President Kufuor was also wearing short slippers. Then the video comes out. People are mad that I'm wearing short. And I'm like, listen, when I went to President Kufuor's house, it's like I wanted to test you. If you came to my house wearing all dressed up, I would realize that you're not actually the real guy that we see online. So I always want to be me, and I want to encourage each and everyone in here, please stop trying to be someone else and stay true to yourself.
You know, I spoke to some people. Let's clap. It's a big point. Yeah. I spoke to someone, and they said what they like about Wode is his authenticity, his originality.
Yep.
I mean, you are the only YouTuber that has broken boundaries, and I've seen you in Wode.
All the time.
I don't know who will be on Wode and who have those assets.
Yeah.
So being original, being authentic, and going forward. Then, so you're making money on YouTube.
Yep.
On YouTube.
So it's not just YouTube. Like, how many of you get paid for using Facebook? How many of you get paid for using Facebook? Wow, I guess Facebook is making a lot of money out of you all. So it's like the platforms that we have, like I said, I'm an engineer by profession. So when I was quitting engineering for social media, I had to do my own research. I remember when I came back home, my mom thought somebody had jujued me because I lost my dad in 2017 and I returned back to Africa in 2018. But I did all my research, and if the platform doesn't pay me to be able to travel, you won't see me on it.
I see.
So Facebook, May last year, I went to Switzerland for Davos.
Yeah.
And we got to a room that it was full of billionaires, and everybody was talking about Facebook. You know what I did? Nas Daily, thank you. A big shout out to Nas Daily. Yeah. Nas Daily held my hand and took me to the Facebook office and said, this guy is one of the biggest creators from Africa. You need to show him how to make money on Facebook. That day, my life has never been the same on Facebook, man.
Let's clap for Nas Daily. Let's clap for
Nas Daily.
A big
shout out to Nas Daily, man.
It's a brother helping another brother.
Exactly.
You know, because he's also big and he's showing you that you don't only make money on YouTube, you can make money on Facebook. Now, coming to content creation, you didn't have all the gadgets in the beginning.
No. You have to start with what you have. Like, I started my videos with Samsung S2, A big shout out to my senior brother. Anytime I go anywhere, I give him the credit. He bought me my first phone, Samsung S2. And right after that, another person bought me my first ever camera. I think I've documented all these things.
Yeah.
You know, I've suffered. Oh, hey.
But now you have built houses.
Let's take it that way, yeah.
So that means YouTube is paying well and Facebook. And I see that do you also learn when you interview all these millionaires and big guys in other African countries?
Let me tell you my biggest lesson. When I interview people, I just don't interview you. You become part of the network. I think Magdan said your network is your network. I think I remember last month or 2 months ago, I saw a message from Magdan, you know, and I was like, oh wow, Magdan tested me. You know, that's kind of joy that I get when I see these people. But what I do is like, when I sit down with them, the video that you watch is just 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But don't forget that I have contact of these people.
Yeah.
I bought land for myself to build a dream home.
Yeah.
And I went to Nigeria and I met someone and I said, hey, this is the land that I bought. I want to build a dream home. He went to his room, came back and said, you are very stupid. And I'm like, why would you call me stupid? I mean, young guy, I just bought land. I'm going to build my house. Guess what happened? He went to his room and then brought more like an architectural design and said, you know what, at your age, it's not about dream home. It's about how to make money.
Yeah.
There are 2 plots of land that I had to build a dream home because coming from the village, we didn't have that. I had to divide the land into 4 pieces to build 4 houses on it.
Yeah.
And that guy, you are very stupid, changed me.
Some of you, they tell you are very stupid, you don't want to follow their advice. This is one of the biggest YouTubers, they are telling him he's very stupid. You see, you have to look at life from a bigger picture. And you decided not to go for a dream home. You decided to build where you can sell or rent and make good cash flow. Good.
I think starting entrepreneurship series really changed my life. In 2020, I was traveling. I was going to every country in 2020. But if I tell you in 2020, I had nothing, no one will believe me. A big shout out to Mr. Herman, Chenry Hersey. I don't know if any of you know him. He held my hand and said, you have a bright future. He gave me to another guy who I believe he's somewhere around. His name is Max. I stayed in the gallery because I just came from Takrady. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
The first time in Accra, I came. And then he gave me an apartment in the gallery to stay for 1 year.
Wow.
And within that 1 year, staying in that one corner, he comes in all the time and tells me that, you know what? We believe in you, but don't fail us. And that's when self-discipline and attitude comes in. See, when Magdan was talking, I think my phone is full. I was just typing. Whatever he's saying, I'm just typing it. Because I believe that with those messages from the entrepreneurs that I met, that was what has transformed my life from 2020 till now. And we're still learning.
Nice. Continuous learning. At his level, he's interviewed a lot of people across. He's met presidents, prime ministers. But whilst he's here, he's still typing. That's a good one. Let's wrap up. So you are making money. What do you have to say? It's a digital era. What do you have to say about content? When I met you, I was not on anything online anyway.
Yep.
But what do you have to say about them? About
think,
the online and digital era?
I would tell you that use the internet wisely. Because the internet that we have right now is the new gold. If I say the new gold, your Instagram pays you, your Facebook pays you, your YouTube pays you, your Snapchat pays you. Every platform that you buy data to use, that people consume it, you have to get paid for using it. But at the end of the day, how many of you knows that? Educate yourself. Learn more. Don't stop learning. I mean, you have internet and all you do is to just comment and that's it. No, use it to read more, research more. I will tell you that if you want to be a content creator like myself and even bigger than me, it all starts with your phone and staying true to yourself. That's it.
Nice. So, aside consuming content, you are encouraging them to produce content.
it's very important. I believe that everyone can be a creator.
Yeah.
I think if I have Dr. McDan with me for maybe a week, I can transform. It's not like he's a businessman, but I will make sure that there's going to be income for just his life, and then using that income to pay all his workers.
This is called social digital entrepreneurship.
Because this is something that a lot of people don't know. I don't know if you know Tough.
Yeah, I know Tough from
you know
Gambia.
Tough? It's one of the biggest real estate. When I met him in Nigeria, he had nothing. He had no idea about social media.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now Tough is a social media influencer, but he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire. Don't get it wrong. So it's like in Africa, we have the mindset of school dropout are the ones that we see them on social media. I am not a school dropout. I mean, the guy with aerospace engineer had first class. But I had to take advantage of the economy, or maybe the generation that we are right now. Yeah. Everything is digital.
Yeah.
So take advantage of all the platforms.
And it's leverage. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder. From there, he got attention. He got into movies.
Thank you.
From movies, he gets out now. He's a governor.
Thank you.
Because he got the media and the attention and all. So you keep building the momentum and you leverage.
I'm not telling you to quit what you do, but have fun with it. Enjoy it, and it will pay off in future.
I mean, you saw the secondary school girls, how they spoke.
And that is what I'm saying. This is the problem that we have. If we can get somebody to mentor that young lady.
No, I'm already taking her. I told them to see. They are going to see me after the program.
You got a mentor here. I also need mentors, by the way.
Yeah, because they have value, they have skill.
Yeah,
look at she's drawing, but look at the way she speaks. Yeah. So now you are confused whether to concentrate on the drawing or the way she speaks. BBC can hire this lady straight up. So if she's online, she creates, she's on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Other things can come up.
So let me, just 1 minute. Like content creation is just about your surroundings. Something that you do that you don't get tired of. If you're a big fan of talking about business, don't waste talking about business. Put it on the internet. If you're a big fan of eating, do you know the doctor that travels to eat? He doesn't do anything. He was a medical doctor. Now, all he does is to travel from one country to eat, and he became rich out of eating. You love food, and nothing comes out of the food that you love. I mean, there's someone out there who enjoys sleeping. 24 hours, he will just be sleeping. And camera is on him for sleeping to encourage you to sleep too. And at the end of the day, he gets paid for sleeping. So
Mr. Bean was rejected because they say he doesn't know, and he created his own show. He never spoke, but everybody likes Mr. Bean.
Exactly.
Kwabi Lame, another type of Mr. Bean in this era. He never spoke, and today Oscar, Grammy, everybody wants him to just show up. So even if your skill or your craft is not speaking, you can make something out of it. I mean, that's what you told me about some years back.
Exactly.
Let's come to rounding up. So he does Africa. I have something important to talk about. I love the people from the diaspora. When I meet them, the African Americans, they all say they are coming to Ghana or Botswana because of Wode. Some are coming, they are migrating. Some are coming to do investment. You have boosted tourism, billions of dollars. Do you have a share in that? Because if it's not because of you, these guys will invest in this continent that way.
I feel like sometimes we don't get credit with the work that we do, especially Ghana. I just have to be honest in here. I've done a lot selling Ghana more than, I mean, if you go to America, the Uber drivers from different countries, if you mention Ghana, majority of them are going to say, what am I? And I'm not here for acceptance. I believe that it's a calling. And it's about time, because I realized that when I was in China, people were scared of associating themselves or ashamed of associating themselves with Africa because of the image that they see. So I came in as a game changer. It's about time to show you the other side, the Africans with a private jet, the Africans with the big houses, the Africans, and people got shocked. Like, do you mean people like this live in Africa? And that is why we ended up having so many people coming back to the continent, having so many people investing in the continent. I have an apartment in the gallery, and anytime I step out of the room, it's like African Americans just coming out to tell me that they are in Ghana because of me.
Yeah.
But I don't get $1 out of it, man.
So maybe you should have some shares in all this because you have boosted the tourism sector, investment sector, and migration. I spoke to some Indians even in Canada, and they know about you. So, and you've created an opportunity because various businesses are doing it. People are buying apartments in Ghana.
Please join me in extending a warm, resounding welcome to a digital sensei and pioneering storyteller. He is the largest subscriber base and biggest YouTuber in Africa. He's not just a YouTuber, he's a phenomenon that has transcended borders, bringing the vibrant stories of Africa to the global stage. With his unparalleled ability to connect, educate, and entertain, Wode has built a platform that celebrates the continent's diversity, culture, and untapped potential. Through his lens, we see the true spirit of Africa, innovative, resilient, and teeming with stories that inspire and challenge the narrative. His journey is a testament to the power of digital media and the impact of sharing authentic stories. Wode has single-handedly built a community of millions drawn together by a shared love for Africa and a larger hunger for narratives that resonate with truth, humor, and hope. His content not only showcases the beauty of our continent, but also highlights the ingenuity and determination of its people, from groundbreaking entrepreneurs to everyday heroes shaping our communities. Wode influence extends far beyond entertainment. He's a bridge builder, connecting the diaspora to their roots and fostering a sense of unity and pride across the continent. His work has ignited conversations, shattered stereotypes, and opened doors for collaboration and growth in numerous sectors. When I hosted the first ever convergence of law students in Africa here in Ghana, where we had over 13 African countries, we invited Wode to speak. In fact, he was traveling the next day, but because of our invitation and the passion for the African dream, which resonates with him, he cancelled his flight. It was not just his flight or ticket, but that of his wife and the entire crew. Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome Wode onto this stage, let us prepare to be taken on a journey through the eyes of a visionary who sees Africa not just for what it has been, but for what it can and will be. His storytelling is a beacon of possibility, a reminder that each of us has a story worth telling and the power to shape the narrative for our future. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us give a thunderous round of applause for the remarkable, the incomparable Wode